Welcome, everyone. New episode of Sigma Duocast. Hope you guys are enjoying this new tune. So excited to be back. So, this episode's going to be a little bit different. Calling it our day, which kind of sounds weird, but it stands for Reboot-Day. This episode will be kind of like a reintroduction of Sigma. Kind of give you a update on what's going on, what to expect, and how things are going. I had to make a kind of a tough decision. Well, not kind of. It was actually pretty tough, personally to me. But I've been putting in the time to kind of get things situated. And yeah. So I'm here to share that with you guys. So this is a solo episode. It's just me today, Rick. I know. What a bummer. Hold on. Where's that cue? Oh, that, by the way, right now, that was not planned. That was, the song had its own thing, and I have, Nate's little catchphrase on a separate button, and then, sorry, I got a little lost in my, amazingness there. Be humble. No. So this episode is probably going to be a short one. It's probably, I don't even know how long I'm going to record right now, but I just wanted to share what's going on with Sigma, what it's becoming, what you guys can expect. So I felt I needed to do this specific episode because I think listeners who have been with us since the jump, you guys need to know kind of what's going on to an extent. And then what to expect. So I'm going to go ahead and play this little cue sound. It's the the little slogan. If you guys seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, every time a Spider-Man had to like introduce themselves, they're like, all right, we're going to do this one more time. I'm going to play it because, again, I'm expecting this. 99.9% sure this is the last time I'll have to explain anything with Sigma as far as history and future and what we're doing. So yeah.
All right, people, let's do this one last time.
So first and foremost, if you're a new listener, welcome. If you're a previous listener, reoccurring listener, welcome as well. And I do apologize for the inconsistency that Sigma has done. So, again, quick history wrap. And I'm telling you right now, if you guys happen to hear a weird little murmur in the background, that's my cat. It's meowing at somebody outside. And I don't want to disrupt him because that'd be rude. But he needs to calm down. So yeah, this podcast, started during the COVID time between me and my best bud, Nate. And first time getting into podcasting, we just got into it. Really, really fun. We're really consistent. Our first year and a half, we did a lot of great put out a lot of great content, a lot of episodes once a week, and it was fantastic. We got a strong following, like a lot of listeners, a lot of people that tuned in. So all of you guys that stuck around since year one, thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. You guys are fantastic. That's literally what keeps you guys are literally the reason why I want to continue this. Because it got to a point in halfway through or a quarter of the way through year two, because we started in September. We started kind of becoming a little inconsistent with our episodes. And I wanted to keep going. You know, life gets in the way and it's fine. But I wanted to keep going. And so I did the spinoff thing. I went off and did the Adamant One Multiverse podcast, which was a solo one with me. Kind of the same thing as Sigma, just it didn't have that like consistent co-person at all times. And it was fun in the beginning, to be honest. And I realized it started to get not as fun for me. Like I got a good following there. Like a lot of you guys that listen to Sigma carried over. And I know I got a lot of new listeners that weren't part of Sigma. And I appreciate all the feedback and all the support that was messaged throughout social media and via text messages for those that, you know me personally. And I just lost like the funness of it because I miss that whole concept of another person to be able to chime back. The episodes I had a guest in were like my favorite ones because again, I had someone to, like Pong, man, just back and forth. And so I missed that and I kind of stopped that for a second. I put that on hold and finally I ended up reaching out to Nate again and like, hey man, we got to do something. We either got to end this or we got to continue going. And so we made the decision like, well, let's just end it. Right. Let's just officially fully close, Sigma Duocast. And so we had that plan with episode 63, the final cast. We did that one November 2022, the beginning of November. And once I did a slight advertisement of the episode beforehand, just kind of like hyping up like, hey, this is going to be the last one. Immediately, people messaging, yo, whoa, what's going on? What you talking about? And I'm sitting there like, yeah, no, man, it's not happening. It's just, we just got to put it in. I don't want to leave it out in limbo. I don't want to do that to you guys that listen. We just got to fully put it to rest. And that's that. We can, start the process of the closure and moving on. You know what I mean? But damn, y'all just came out with the thunder, man. I was like not expecting it, kind of. You guys came out and you guys, I don't know, I must have gotten like 15 messages, from via text, via Instagram. Some people I didn't even know who the hell they were, but they were like, yo, nah, like you can't do that. Got to keep it going. Immediately after we put the episode, like the play count first week was really high. And so it told me like, man, people out there they've been waiting. They want more content and they want this. Like they love this. So I was like, hey man, it went good. Let's do another one. Let's do one more and let that be the final one. Like, let's just go out with a bang. And so I had asked Nate, dude, please join me for the birthday special, because the birthday specials tend to do pretty well. And so he's like, all right, got him to join me the end of November, that same month, just a few weeks later. And I invited my reoccurring guests, Rudy and my brother Phil. So it was all four of us, and we did the I don't even know why I called it fifth hour passion. But we sat here for like 4.5 hours recording, drinking, recording, eating, like what? I don't even remember what the hell we talked about. Like I'd have to go back and listen to it. This episode was so massive that I had to break it into two parts. It was like the first time I've ever went to upload. I was like, oh no, this file size is like way too big. And I was like, what the hell? So I actually had to do a post edit because for those that already know and for those that don't know, the little, uniqueness, the little catchiness of Sigma is that we do a one take, one record, one shot, one take. There we go. And basically when I hit record, that's it. Whatever we say, it's in there. Like I'm not going to do a post edit. I'm not going to go back and remove something like, oh damn, someone said something hella offensive or hella inappropriate or hella, confidential or whatever the case may be. Or maybe if person made himself look like an ass or something. I don't know. I'm like, nope, it stays. Everything stays. That's the authenticity and the genuine thing about Sigma is that we don't do post edits. We just hit record and let the chips fall where they may. And so this was the first time I actually had to go post edit and break it into 2 parts, which I'm very glad I don't do that because that took time. That kind of irritated me. So I'm like, damn. But I don't know. In the future, I might have to do some post edits, and I'll tell you guys why a little bit later. But so we did that episode, and same thing. Listener count was high. Like the feedback, the reception, everything was good. Like we're hearing it from you guys. So I wanted to keep going. But as you guys can tell, after that, another, unexpected break, all of December, all of January, all of February, finally towards the end of March, we got back together, and we were able to do about, I don't know, almost 4 episodes fairly consistent. They were gapped bi-weekly or something like that, but we had our guest Enrique stop by, and then we had the last episode we did, we had our guest Daniel stop by, which I still got some after we finished recording that episode, we stuck around and we did a lot of freestyles, just played random beats from YouTube, and we got some I got some pretty good stuff, man. So one, respectfully, I got to make sure I clean it up for him and send it to Daniel so he could have it, so if he ever wants to use his own stuff and his own lyrics that he just came up on the spot, which was amazing. This kid, man, genius. Like I can definitely see him down the road really getting into his craft and putting out some really good music. But I do want to share, I want to share some of that stuff. So hopefully soon here I'll have to do a couple post edits, as I just said, because we just hit the record button and like, let's just go. So I don't know. I think I got like 2 hours worth of. We did a 3-hour episode, and after that we still like recorded for like 2 hours, and it was just rhymes. There's actually a funny thing that Nate does in one of those videos. I don't even know what he was saying, but dude was feeling himself. But yeah, so if you go back and you look, like 2022, we only put out, technically 4 episodes, technically 5 because we broke that 4th one into 2. And then so far this year, we only put out 4 episodes, where we were literally putting out our first year, we did about 50 episodes. So again, thinking about you guys, the listeners, the individuals that are giving us the motivation to keep going. I didn't think that was fair to you guys. So I started another podcast with my other buddy, Greg. It's called a Duck Soul Cast. I know what you're thinking. Like, what the hell did I just say? Did I say duck sauce? No. You got to pronounce it right, and you got to hear it's Dokusou, so Dokusou. Basically, it's a Japanese word that means, creating something unique. And so him and I have a cast going on too. A little more tame than Sigma. It's definitely geared towards like Nintendo and like video games. I think we are kind of evolving right now, because one thing when you first time get into podcasting, you learn a lot of things as you go. Like what I know now to what I knew then when we first started Sigma is a lot, and I still got a lot to learn. A lot. Recently, I learned quite a bit in a span of 2 hours, just having a conversation with someone. And so, so I had that going on, but again, Sigma's in my DNA, man. It's in my heart, and I'm like, I can't let this go. I just can't do it. So, excuse me, I get a sip of water. So I had reached out to Nate one last time. I said, hey, man, I want to continue Sigma. I really want you to be involved. But if not, I'm going to move it to a different direction. And it was just quick text messages. He just told me, hey, do what you got to do. You got my blessing on it. Make it happen. Make it what you want it to be. And I'll leave it at that, respectfully. And so I was like, all right, done deal. So got to work. All right, what am I going to do? What's this going to be? How's it going to pan out? And so it led me to what I'm going to make Sigma, try to make Sigma what it is now. So before I share what the cast is going to be and the direction. I just want to say, thank you to, again, I can't stress it enough to those that listen from the jump, loyal supporters. I really appreciate you guys. You keep that passion and that motivation going, whether I have the time or not. Like, I definitely make sure, not only do I make the time for, I'll be real, selfish reasons of the excitement, the enjoyment of doing this, but ultimately, giving content to those that want to listen and want to support. So you guys, again, appreciate you. Nate isn't necessarily gone. I'm hoping that when the stars align, he can show up every now and then. You know what I mean? He can be like, what's his name? He can be like Lawrence Fishburne from Pee-wee's Playhouse. Cowboy Curtis. Oh, man. I don't know if y'all ever seen Pee-wee's Playhouse, man, and that's no disrespect, but go check out Cowboy Curtis from Pee-wee's Playhouse. Good old 1950s pop culture, Jerry curl, mullet, cowboy. I'm not saying that's Nate, but I am saying that's Nate. Or maybe he'll pop up on the weekends. Oh my God. I don't know. But I do have the sound clip like I played earlier. So every now and then when we need that Nate feel, that Nate spirit, we'll just sit there and be like, I'll try to remember it. So if I say something stupid, or if this is a moment where Nate would say some shit, I'll just be like,
shut up, bitch.
By the way, that was his clip. He sent me with the reverb. So I didn't try to make it sound all angelic or gospelish. It's like he's like telling me to shut up from the great beyond.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh man, I am gonna miss that, but it's okay because I know he'll be back on every now and then. I'm pumped. I'm excited. So what is Sigma Duocast? What is this podcast? What is it gonna be? Well,
all right, people, let's do this one last time.
Sigma is going to be a guest show. And I didn't want to go solo because I already did that. I already explained that. It wasn't as fun. Didn't like it. Yeah. And I really wanted to keep the theme of duo. Like, that's critical. So I decided, well, how can I keep the duo aspect? My cat is talking to somebody. How am I going to keep the duo aspect? Right. I said, all right, well, what if I have a guest every time? So going forward, my objective is to have every episode going forward. There will be a guest. Might be some of you guys who listen, might be our reoccurring guests, might be new people. But I think by incorporating someone new, different perspective, different point of view, I think it'd be for one, very, very interesting and a lot of fun, because I'm still going to bring those Sigma Duo topics every now and then, pop culture, life, just what's happening in the world, all that stuff. But we'll be able to listen about someone new who might have something, that they can offer or talk about. I already have a couple in mind, some reoccurring, a couple new guests that I'm thinking about, and already they're very interesting individuals. Very interesting individuals. And I'm sitting there like, this would be a fun thing to talk about, There's a couple of them that have certain hobbies or certain skill sets or certain things that they do, or even know. And it's like, hey, let me pick your brain. Let me get your points, again, perspective and what have you. So I'm really excited about that. On top of that, I've always said it's good. Well, I've not always said it, but I've always believed it. I think that sounds better. I've always believed that if you're good to people, good things will come your way. I wholeheartedly believe in karma. I wholeheartedly believe in if we do certain actions we take, whether it's not something immediate right now that's going to benefit you, maybe down the road it'll benefit you. And so with that, what I'm getting at is that if you're good to people, make that impact. Something might come around down the road. They'll remember that. They'll remember you. That's good people right there. That's a good person. Let me help them out. And that's what I always try to do. Like even where I work now, like I'm all about helping others, helping them become better versions of themselves, helping them become, the best that they can be, challenging them, whether sometimes it's a little blunt and harsh. I get that. And sometimes it's a tough conversation, but those that, remove the emotion and just listen to what's being said and they absorb it and they appreciate it, fantastic. Sometimes it doesn't go that way and the person gets bitter and doesn't like you and you don't have a friend anymore. That's okay. But I've always believed that if you're good, you do good things and you're always good to people and you just, never burn bridges, you never know what might come back your way. So that recently happened. And it's even given me another, another boost of passion for the podcasting. Not only for Sigma, but also for my other side one with my buddy Greg, Duocast. I recently got in touch with a friend that I haven't seen in a long time. We used to work together, but he started a podcast around the same time as I did, but his took off really, really well. Just putting in the hours, putting in everything. Goes by the alias of Uncle Dad. His podcast is Uncle Dad Talks. Go check him out. Really dope. I've been listening to a couple of their episodes, getting caught up, and they're cool stuff. Like they're out there, and it's kind of what Sigma is essentially initially wanted to eventually be when we first started. But he does a lot of stuff, does a lot of guests and everything, and I can't share much right now, but opportunity presented itself, and that is being given to me, which I'm extremely grateful. So it's just those things that, man, if you just always remember, if you're good to people, at some point down the road, you never know, you make an impact in life, they'll remember you and they'll do something for you. They'll help you out. And people that want to uplift others, that's the stuff. That's what I try to strive to do every time. So go check them out. Uncle Dad Talks. A lot of good stuff coming. I'm super, super excited on the possibilities and the future of not only for myself as a, entrepreneur of entertainment, of podcasting, but what it can mean to Sigma, what it can mean to Duocast, what it can mean for their brand, and ultimately what it can mean for you guys, the listeners, what unique and interesting maybe individuals or opportunities or things that can come your way where you guys can listen and be entertained, and hey, let's get more. So more on that later this week or next week. But yeah, man, like that's what I want Sigma. And the other thing too with Sigma is I'm going to try to scale it back just a smidge. A lot of our episodes can sometimes go a little bit off the rails, especially our military episodes. I'd say, hey, but I mean, that's my fault. I mean, if I'm doing a podcast with a couple military guys and we're just nonstop drinking, they're bound to make a fool of themselves, and they're bound to regret themselves on what they say, what they do. It's kind of funny if you really think about it. It's I'm not going to name names out of respect, but like you guys as a dude, maybe even females too, but like if you ever like go to a bar, right, and drinking, and then all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm talking to a girl, like, what's up, this and this, and you happen to go home, you happen to sleep with them, and you wake up in the morning and you're like, ugh. Where there's the guy looking at the girl like, ugh, or the girl looking at the guy like, ugh, this dude, what the hell did I do? Like, if you've never experienced that, I'm sure you could imagine it. I'm sure you've seen movies and TV shows, but the closest thing that I've seen that without having any type of, interpersonal relationships like that is the podcast, when some of these guys are kind of, shit faced, and then they go back and listen to it and they're like, that's me. I'm saying, like, and like that look and just that impact of regret is just sitting there. And you're just like, yup, I ain't editing nothing. It's there, and I ain't gonna take it off. It's posted. It's on the nets. It's on the internets. Man, I had a couple. I have a couple of them that they were like, yeah, I fucked up. Can't be drinking that much. So again, I just want to tame it down a little bit, just a smidge, because that's the entertaining shit right there, man. When these people start acting up a fool, hey, you do you, man. But, it's like social media nowadays. When something bad's happening, what do people do? They take their phones out. They ain't calling 911. They ain't calling for help. They're pulling out the camera to record this and be like, shit, I'm going to put this on the internet because y'all stupid. Man. Speaking, okay, super sidebar. Speaking of like pulling phones out and recording things, why is it that whenever something like, how can I say this? Whenever something beyond belief, proof of the truth that's out there, good old X-Files, why is it that those moments people don't pull their phones out to record crap, or if they do, all of a sudden their phone goes from being a 4K iPhone, Galaxy, Samsung to a goddamn 19 something? You gotta wind the crank to record the shit. Like, what the hell? The quality, everything is bad. And so what I'm talking about is, I think it was last week or the week before, in, I believe, Nevada, maybe outside of Las Vegas, but like apparently like a spaceship, allegedly some form of UFO on a, unidentified flying object, like crashed in this like Mexican, I'm pretty sure they're Mexican, like family's backyard. And dude called 911 and was trying to explain it. He tried to explain, basically wanting to say straight up, hey man, there's some freaking aliens in my backyard right now, without saying that, because he knew that it wouldn't probably be taken serious as a 911 call. And it's a trip. So if you don't know the story, what happened was, like I said, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago in Vegas and somewhere in Nevada, they showed body cam footage of a cop. He was like talking to some other people, had unrelated, and like on the side of the body cam, like in the distance, you see like this green light object thing fall from the sky, and it was like, whoa, what was that? And then like minutes later, over dispatch, there's like a 911 coming through. What the hell did I just say? A 911.
Oh, we can handle.
Shut up, bitch.
See, I gotta have Nate there just telling me stupid shit. A 911 call came through, and it was a kid, and he was saying, hey, something fell, there's a loud bang, it's in my backyard, there's like these two creatures, they're like 8 to 10 feet tall, they're creatures, they're not human, their eyes are big, and we don't know what to do, and we need the cops here now. Like, and the dispatch is like, okay, wait, hold up, like, what's going on? Like, what, say that again, this and this. He's like, there's like these 8 to 10 foot tall creatures in my backyard, it's like, and I know they're not human, I think they're aliens, like, this is not a prank call or nothing. And then so like finally the cops show up like an hour later, you know what I mean? And like this cop saw it, one, and his his cam on his vest. I'm pretty, the distance it looked like was no 1 hour distance. So I don't know what the hell is that, right? But anyways, by the time they get there, you know, they're already gone. They show the body cam of the cop as he's going into the backyard. It blacks out. And then they say, oh, we had to black out this portion of the video because they entered private property. Since when? I see body cams all the time and they're entering everywhere. And you never see it blacked out. Now, all of a sudden, because there's potential aliens, like, oh, we got to black this out. Like, already we're covering things up, you know? And so, yeah, they didn't find anything. And then, like, the cop jokingly, like, says, hey, man, if you see anything else again, like, don't call us. Like, I ain't going to respond. Like, you guys got to handle it yourself. And it's like, what the hell? So as the days went, like, they showed alleged video of these were the kids. It looked like it was them, but they were trying to record it because they can see it, like, because they had a big backyard. Because it was like a kind of like a not a construction, but like God, what's the word? Like a junkyard looking thing. It's what it was. It looked like to me, a junkyard for vehicles and whatnot. And so they're like recording, but dude, the quality's crap. And I'm like, boy, I know you got like a decent iPhone. Even the first 3G phones weren't that bad, regardless if it's in nighttime. On top of that, they were like mobbing with guns. They had like guns on them and everything. I was like, dude, see, you got to protect yourself. But yeah, and so they were like filming and they were like, oh, they're right here behind the forklift. And you know how it is, man. It's like you see it and you're like looking at it and you're like, boy, what the hell are you talking about? I don't see shit. No, it's right there. Like you see it right there. Look at it. You know, it's in the forklift. Like in the forklift. What the fucking alien dropped from outer space on a spaceship in your backyard of a junkyard and got inside your forklift to do what? To work? Are you sure it was an alien or an illegal alien? You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're both illegal, but shit, man. And like they're trying to show it, and then you get people, you know, on like social media just doing the wild shit, you know, like over here, here's the photo. Now, if you trace here and do it, and I'm like, bro, you're drawing it in, so yeah, I'm gonna see it if you draw it in. You erase the drawing, and all I see is a blank space. Like it's just a black. It's a shadow. It's nothing, you know. And then the kid went on and did like a little video or audio thing explaining everything, what's going on. And I'm just sitting there like, listen, bro, like I believe you that some shit fell behind in your backyard. And I'm pretty sure maybe it was aliens because I do believe in aliens and all that crap. I mean, that's a wild thing. If you don't believe there ain't any other species out there besides Earth, like you're the most ignorant person in the world. Like you be humble, man. Like I cannot sit here and wholeheartedly tell you guys that we as human beings and animals and any life that's on this planet is so special that only our planet can have life. Like stop it. Stop it. There's got to be others. There's got to be. If not, that's hella sad. Why are we special? Maybe God is real. I don't know. But no, man. And it's like, and then the kid was explaining like after that, like there was like a black car always like mobbing around and this and that, which you know is the Men in Black, you know. They're out there ready to neuralize these fools and erase their memories and all that. Will Smith got a job again. Oh my God. But no, check it out. Like it chirps me out. It's just like, why is it that anytime something unbelievable or miraculously, you know, we don't have footage, but yet when something that's as stupid as hell, we got like 4K, IMAX, 3D, you name it on every platform. You know what I mean? It's like, I guess. But it was just interesting. It was very, very interesting. You know, little by little, they've been releasing, you know, especially like I think when like Trump was in, not that he had anything to do with it, but like during his tenure as president, like there was a lot of crap coming out with UFOs and stuff, man. They were just like, I mean, I'm sure it was just fluff to distract people from the bad crap that was going on between them. Like, oh shit, I'm getting caught up for some. Hey, throw this out there, you know, release it, you know. But it's like, I don't know. I do believe there's something out there, something going on. And, we'll see. But yeah, apparently then they like left a circle in the like. What is it with aliens and circles, man? Oh my god, I don't know, man. But yeah, no, that's that wild story. But going back, I mean, this is what Sigma's gonna be. Again, I got some cool stuff lined up. I will say it's gonna probably take a moment to generate a consistency. My ultimate goal would be to do a new show every week. But it may have to be bi-weekly. But that is what I'm shooting for, either every 2 weeks or once a week. But it's going to take some time in the beginning because, again, now that it's going to be guest-based, I got to find people. I got to work around their availabilities. I got to work around, my availability at times. And so, yeah, it's gonna be something else. It's going to be something else. But I'm pumped. I'm hope you guys are excited. I hope this gives you guys, for like I said, longtime listeners, gives you an idea of what's going on. I really, really appreciate and love what Sigma has become. And I've always had a vision of what it could become, what it could be. It's just, it never really got to fulfillment. And so now, hopefully we'll be able to do that. So I hope you guys are pumped, and I hope you guys are ready for the journey we'll embark here. Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a quick one. That's all I got for you guys now. Man, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else to give you guys an update, but I think I've said what I've had to say, and stay tuned.
Future's gonna be okay. Okay, look at the mirror and I see no pain. I die for real till the D-Day, but it's gonna be okay. Time for some paycheck and I'm riding downtown. Switch over, time taking it over. Future's gonna be okay. Okay, look at the mirror and I see no pain. I die for real, as karma gon' be coming back for me. Time for some paycheck and I'm riding downtown. Switch over, time taking it over. D-Day's coming, it's a fucking good day. 이 날을 위해서 여지껏 미를 가린 듯해. 어쩌면 어리숙했던 지난 날은 이젠 over. 다시 태어난 우리 위해 축배를 다시 건드려. 미움이 가득한 세상에 중간 운전도 uk볼 필요하네요. 연꽃 춤추는 강 속에서도 찬란하게 꽃 피우기에 아둥바둥 남과 비교 열등 감작이 혐오 이런 것들로 향해 오늘부로 총구를 겨눠. 당신은 무엇인가 한계 따윈 부셔내 마. 과거를 후회 말고 미래를 두려워하지 마 임마. 피할 수 없어 맞고 충분히 아프고 말겨. 괜히 상처를 헤집으면서 흉터를 키우지 말겨. I can't remember, yeah. I can't remember, yeah. I can't remember, yeah. Don't say no more. I can't remember, yeah. I can't remember, yeah. Switch over, time taking it. Future's gonna be okay.